English with Miss Ina. In general, we use conditional sentences for ideas or situations that depend on another. They are therefore subject to a condition. In my previous lesson, we learned that there are 4 types of conditionals, and we already discussed the first type. Our topic for today is second conditional. When we are thinking about a situation in the present or future that is hypothetical, unlikely, or impossible, we use the second conditional. There's a lot more to learn about this type 2 conditional. But before we begin, let me remind you that I prepared a short quiz at the end of the lesson. So you have to watch and listen carefully to get a perfect score. Everyone's ready? Come on, let's begin.
Conditionals. Focus on second conditional. What are conditionals? Conditionals describe the result of a certain condition. Conditionals describe the result of something that might happen in the present or future, or might have happened but didn't in the past. Conditionals are made using different verb tenses. Conditionals are also called if conditionals. Conditional sentences are made up of an if clause and a main clause. The if clause tells the condition. The main clause tells the result. The order of the clauses does not change the meaning. There are 4 main types of conditionals: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. Let's focus on second conditional. The second conditional is used to talk about things which are unreal, not true or not possible in the present or the future, things which do not or will not happen. The second conditional is used in situations or actions in the present or future which are not likely to happen or are imaginary, hypothetical, or impossible. In second conditional sentences, we follow this structure. We use the past simple in the if clause. We use would plus infinitive or base form in the main clause. Let's look at the following examples of second conditional sentences when the if clause comes first. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. We use the past simple tense won in the if clause. We use would plus infinitive buy in the main clause. Remember, use a comma after the if clause when the if clause precedes or goes before the main clause. If she ate less, she would lose weight. We use past simple tense ate in the if clause. We use would plus infinitive lose in the main clause. Remember, use a comma after the if clause when the if clause precedes or goes before the main clause. Now let's have some examples of second conditional sentences when the main clause comes first. Vivian would hurt herself if she fell. We use would plus infinitive hurt in the main clause. We use past simple tense fell in the if clause. Remember, if the main clause precedes or goes before the if clause, no punctuation is necessary. Mark would go to the cinema with you if he felt better. We use would plus infinitive go in the main clause. We use past simple tense felt in the if clause. Remember, if the main clause precedes or goes before the if clause, no punctuation is necessary. Here are some additional points. We can use where instead of was with I and he, she, or it in second conditional sentences. This is mostly done in formal writing. Let's look at some examples. I would get a new job if I were you. If she were here right now, she would help us. If he were taller, he would play basketball professionally. I would book my reservations now if I were you. Remember, other modal verbs can be used in place of would, like could or might. For example, if Justine had money, he could buy a car. I might go to the party if I had the time. Before we end our lesson for today, don't forget this. The if clause tells us a hypothetical condition. The main clause tells us a possible result. We use the past simple tense in the if clause. We use would plus infinitive in the main clause. Quiz time! Use the words in brackets to complete the sentences with the second conditional forms. Time to check the answers. Did you get perfect? Outstanding job, everyone!
Thank you for learning English the easy way with me. I hope to see you again next time. Bye!